Hi Eagles, I'm Isabelle Houlihan, and today I'm here with our new assistant principal, Miss Jacques, and I'm going to be doing an interview with her so we can get to know her a little bit better.
Awesome.
I know that you're joining us after being in Bristol Public Schools.
Yes.
So how will you use your past educational experiences and apply them to WHS?
So that's a great question. So when I was in Bristol, I was a math teacher for 5 years. I was at Bristol Eastern, and while I was there, I was learning a lot about students and a lot about engagement, and I was really involved in a lot of things we did. I was on the climate committee, I was on something called PBIS, I did the SATs, and I really liked learning about all of those things because it really helped me learn about what it was like to be in that high school, and I want to see now how that can transfer over to this high school. I know there's a lot about WHS that's different than Bristol, so I'm really looking forward to learning from you guys and learning what you have to bring and what you have to say and working from there. After I was a teacher at the high school, I was district-wide, so I went all over the place. I was at Eastern, I was at Central, which are high schools. I was at alternative high school. I was at one of our K-8s. I would just kind of go anywhere they needed me. And so that showed me a lot about different ways things could be done in different schools. So I'm using that experience when I come here to learn from you guys and to also bring what I've learned from all of the schools I've been in to WHS.
Yeah, I think that's great, honestly. I really do. So can you tell us a little bit about your family? I know that you just recently got engaged, so what's the story there?
Okay, yeah. So my fiance, his name is Jake, and I met him when I first started teaching. So I was a teacher over at Eastern, he was a custodian, and then over time we moved schools, so we weren't together, but it was really nice to have that common experience of both working in schools, and we had both gone to the same high school. But I wasn't really into the sports, and he was a really big basketball player, so we never really met in high school, but we met after school, and so we have that shared connection of where we grew up and where we were working together, which was really nice. And I actually got engaged in August, right before this school year started. Wow. So I'm in the process of wedding planning and everything. My family is kind of, all over the place. My sister works in TV news in Boston. She's been up there for a while. Before that, she was in Maine and she was in Ohio. People in TV news, they move around like crazy. My brother, he's an accountant. He lives up in Boston as well. And my mom and dad still live in Bristol. So I'm the one that, whenever they need something, I'm right there for them. And my fiance's family is pretty big. Most of them are in Bristol or Avon. We have 2 nieces. They're both in Avon Public Schools. And then I have a brand new, my fiance's cousin's kid was just born, and she's adorable. Her name's James. So,
I love that.
Yeah, so that's my family in a nutshell.
I love it.
Yeah.
So the next question is, do you have any current goals? And this can be like academic or personal, anything really. So
my current goals are just to get to know as many people as I can. So when I started working in Bristol, I had kind of an advantage because I went to school in Bristol, and my mom, she works in Bristol. She's the head of a CTE program, which is like accounting and family consumer science. So she knew everybody. And my fiance's dad was the security guard for one of the high schools. So I was coming into a situation where I knew everybody. And now I don't know a lot of people. So it's kind of weird for me to not know everybody right away, but I'm excited to get to know people and to hear your stories and hear the stories of everybody else. So that's really my goal right now, is to get to know as many people as possible and get to figure out what you guys find as the best things about Wethersfield High School and what you think could be improved upon, and hear what your story is.
So what are some of your hobbies?
Yeah, this is a great question. So I was a math teacher, so a lot of the stuff that I like to do in my free time is around problem solving. So have you ever been to an escape room?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love those.
Those are the best. So that's what I like to do in my free time. It's super expensive though.
Very true. But
so yeah, I do that. I really like to go to concerts. So it's like all over the place, my taste in concerts. Like my first year of teaching, every Friday and Saturday I was at a concert. I've seen so many different things. I've seen Journey, which is like an 80s band. I've seen Backstreet Boys. I've seen almost every country concert that's come to Hartford. I've even seen like harder stuff like, you know, Avenged Sevenfold, and like I saw Metallica. So
Oh
like,
my gosh. Wow.
yeah, it's really weird, but I'll go anywhere. I'm like
Yeah.
very flexible. I like to experience new things.
I've heard you talk about math a lot.
Yeah.
Not my personal favorite, but what do you love so much about math?
So it changed. So when I first was a student, I loved math because there was like a right answer. And so I really liked feeling like there was a right answer, but more so now as an adult, I realize it's not about getting the right answer, it's about the problem solving and figuring things out. So I like the process of being given a problem and having different ways to get at it. So that's my favorite thing about math. Even last night I was working on something at home, and it wasn't a math problem. It's a little bit different when you get to be an adult. But I was looking at this problem and I was trying to figure out how to do it. And in order to get there, I was using some of the techniques I had learned in school. So I like that process of math, like trying to learn new problem solving, the critical thinking. I like having a classroom community because sometimes, you know, you have to work together to solve that problem. So that's why I love math. I love the other subjects for that reason too, right? But in math, you kind of see that problem solving come out even more.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you most excited about as you transition into the school system?
So I know it's going to sound a little bit redundant, but really getting to know everybody. So in my last position, I was district-wide. So I was in so many different schools.
Yeah.
And I got to know a lot of people and a lot of students, but not very well. It was very like surface level. So I'm looking forward to getting to know people really well. I'm looking forward to being involved in things. I want to go to a lot of the games. I want to be involved in pep rally. I want to be really involved in what's going on. So that's what I'm really excited about, is that part.
Yeah.
And of course, like, you know, the academics and, you know, the instruction and all of those pieces. I'm really excited for that too, but I really am excited to get to know you guys.
Yeah. So on our Instagram page, I asked everyone if they had any questions they wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
So there are a few questions.
Yeah.
You said earlier you go to a lot of concerts, so I don't know if you know, do you know Taylor Swift?
Oh, yes, I do, yeah.
Do you listen to her music?
Oh my gosh, so my fiance is gonna watch this. I'm sorry in advance. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, but he actually is, and he's the one that's into like all of the metal music. So I know about Taylor Swift, but I'm not a huge fan.
Someone asked, what's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
I'd have to say, like, I like more of her newer stuff, like the more pop music, like the Anti-Hero song and stuff along those lines. I really like popular music. I listen to it coming in, so I'd probably go with that. I like country, but I'm not a huge fan of her country stuff. Yeah.
Okay. And then your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh, I love ice cream. Probably, I like a good cookie dough. The cookie dough is really fun. I like more of the ice cream that is more of a vanilla kind of ice cream base with stuff in it. So I'll go with cookie dough.
That's a good choice. Your favorite movie?
My favorite movie? Oh, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
So I like more of like a mystery or a thriller. So I really like Shutter Island, but I feel like once you watch it once, then you kind of know the ending.
Yeah.
So kind of movies like that, where you don't quite expect what's coming.
One last question. I know you've really only been here for a couple of days, but from the time that you have been here, what do you think, just from observing, what do you think are some of our school's already greatest strengths and some of our areas of weakness?
So I think that there's a lot of areas of strength. Everybody's very kind. Everybody's very welcoming, which is really nice to see. I've had multiple people come and say, like, hey, come check out my class. Everybody wants to see you. So that's really nice to see. I also think you guys have a great athletic program. Like, I walked down into that area and it was amazing. And same thing for your CTE. Like, everything you have in this area, your art, your engineering, it's so amazing. So the resources, the students, the faculty, like all of that, I'd say is a huge strength. Right now I'm still learning, so I don't say that you have any weaknesses. I'm here to learn, so anything anybody has to bring, I'm willing to learn and see what we could do to problem solve together. But right now I just see a bunch of strengths. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thanks. Yeah.
It was great getting to know you.
Oh, it was wonderful.
I hope you guys learn a little bit more about Miss Jacques and feel that you can go up and talk to her now. But yeah, it was great having you here.
Yeah, it was great seeing you. And please, anybody, come to my office anytime. I want to see you. I want to get to know you. So, thank you.